As designers, we're always trying to step our game up and to improve the quality of our work and of our delivery. So in today's video, I'm going to show you just a part of it and how you can improve the part of it, which is paper wireframes, and make wireframes which can go from looking like this to looking like this. So let's get started. Hey designer, Alex here, welcome to the channel, and in today's video we are going to discuss paper wireframing, and I purchased these papers from DotGrid. This video is not sponsored, I purchased them using my own money, and I'm going to show you that experience in just a second. It was really quite pleasant one, but before we get started, make sure to check out my membership. Link is going to be down in the description below. Membership contains all of my courses, digital design products, private access to the Facebook group, and much more. So if you're interested in content like that, make sure to check it out. Once again, link is going to be down in the description below. Now let's check out DotGrid website, and this is DotGrid website, and this is where I purchased these papers from. As you can see, experience is really quite nice and really quite simple. You can quite easily scroll down and see what they have. So what I did is simply browse all of these different categories just to figure out what is possibly going to help me the most without the least friction. So as you can see, they have these plain sheets of paper, which is what I actually got for myself. They also have these notebooks, which I think are great if you're traveling, if you're not at home all the time. And they also have these jelly roll pens, bright white and dark, depending on which color of the paper you are going to purchase. As you can see, they have just a plain white piece of paper, or they have this dark black piece of paper, which I actually went for because I'm using these printing sheets of paper for years now, almost a decade, and I really wanted to change something, and I think the change is really quite good from time to time. So as you can see, they have notepads and pens and pencils, workspace, so they have desk trays and stuff like that. They have organized, and you can shop by use. So for example, you can use UI UX design, and you can see pens, desk pads, desk accessories, and so on. So let's go here, and here it is. So black DotGrid paper, this is the one I got, and you can choose whichever size you want. I went for A4 size, and of course you can convert these sizes to your regular market. This is the UK based website, that's why you see British pounds right here. So I went with A4, and this is 20 pounds. I think I got some sort of a discount or something like that. So it's really on a bit pricier side. It's not expensive, but it's definitely not cheap. When you add it to cart, it's always going to show you these pens and pencils, so you can choose pens for white paper, gray paper, or black paper. I went for black paper, and this is the one I got, jelly roll pens, bright white. And if I go right there, you can see it's 10 pounds. So once again, it's on a bit pricier side. Now, one tip I can give you about this is that you can go to sites like AliExpress, and as you can see on AliExpress, we already have much more available prices to everybody. So you can see 12 packs of this same brand, so Sakura brand, for $17, and I think shipping is really quite cheap because I'm based in Serbia. You can see it's 39 bucks to ship this to Serbia, but there is also a lot of these where you can actually get a free shipping. So you can see shipping is just $3 for these pens. So you can browse through, you can see how many of these variations they have. And because I got just white, I think the best option would be also to go with something like these, because when you're drawing paper wireframes, you always want to highlight buttons, you want to highlight icons, you want to highlight, for example, background shadows and stuff like that. So having pens which are in different colors is always going to spice up your designs even more. And you can see it right here, drawn on a black piece of paper. So when I click to enlarge it, I think it should work. No, but you can still see it right here. So on a black piece of paper, we have all of these different colors, which once again are going to help you pronounce and show off better your paper wireframe. So now let's quickly jump in, and I'm going to show you the unboxing experience, but there is really not much to it, but I'm still going to show you what you're going to get once you order these. Okay, so this is what I got in the box. As you can see, I got this pack of A4 paper. As I said, you can purchase any of these different sizes from their website, depending on what you like. But I also purchased this A4 because my printer supports A4 and it doesn't support A3 and up. I also purchased these 3 pens, so you can see these are their Sakura pens that they are promoting on their website. And in the package I also got this card. So on this card it says thank you for your order was packed by Lisa. So thank you very much, Lisa. I really do enjoy these papers. So you can see this is their card. Now speaking about these gel rolls, as you can see it's bright white by Sakura, and here you can see fine, medium and bold, and we have 0.3 millimeters, so this is number 5, 0.4 millimeters, this is number 8, and we have 0.5 millimeters, which is number 10. Obviously these are 3 thickness of these pens, and if I go ahead and open them up and just show you how all of them look like. And of course, as I mentioned, you could go to AliExpress and to get a pack of these, but it's much more simpler and easier to do this while you're at the same website. So here you can see if the camera decides to zoom in, it says number 5, and on these two it's the same. So we have number 5, 8 and 10 right here. So once again, these are different thickness of these pens, and different thickness are going to allow you to fill in the buttons, for example, to fill in the icons much more quickly, and to fill in the images or bigger areas of your area like that. So going back to the paper, what we have right here, as I said, is A4, and you can see it says right here DotGrid paper, 100 DotGrid sheets, and it's a double-sided sheet. So basically what that means is you can draw on this side, but it's exactly the same on this side. So I'm not going to open all of them, but basically how it looks like is this. You simply tear this away and you pull out a piece of paper, simply like this. So there we go, there is our piece of paper. And before I move on with drawing on this piece of paper, I want to show you the difference between this piece of paper and regular printing piece of paper. So this is the plain sheet of white paper. It might be kind of difficult to see against the white background, but you all know and familiar about this. So you can see how flimsy it is. It's easily tearable, and it shows these marks when you take it the wrong way. So when you scan it, it's going to show all of these marks, it's going to show all of these creases, which of course is bad for your quality and for your presentation. While with this paper, although it's flimsy because obviously it's paper, it's not that flimsy, and I can show you between these two so you can see how flimsy this is. But this, although it is flimsy, it has some granulation and it has some thickness to it, so it's much thicker than the plain sheet of white paper, even though it might not seem like that right here. Now, difference between this piece of paper and this piece of paper is you can quite easily draw using your pen, your pencil. You can do whatever you want with these, but with these dark ones, so black ones and gray ones as they sell them, you can't. That's why you have to purchase these white pens, and you use white pens when you're drawing on here. So what can you actually do with these? Let's actually explore and start drawing some quick wireframes, just so that we can explore what we can create. So first of all, I have two, so let me remove one so there is no creasing involved. So what you can do actually, before I get started, let me show you all of these dots, which are really important. So if I zoom all the way in, you can see how these dots look like, and they are lined pretty evenly, even on the edges, as you can see. So on both edges, these are lined quite evenly. So what that's going to allow you to do is to keep your lines straight, and you can always make sure to keep your lines straight when you're doing this without using the ruler. Of course, you can always use a ruler, it's going to be much faster to do so. But if you don't want to, don't want to carry a ruler of risk of breaking it or something like that, then you can simply stick to these dots. Now, in terms of drawing, what we can do is we can get started with number 5, for example, for the actual outline, and then we can move on. Okay, let's get started with our drawing, and I'm going to do this quite quickly without paying really too much attention to the details. I just want to do this as fast as possible for the sake of this video. But of course, when you're drawing this, as I keep mentioning in my courses and in my videos where these paper wireframes are shown, you can spend as much time and energy as you want on these to keep them as precise as you want. So I'm just going to leave it at this, and you can be precise. So for example, our navigation is going to take 3 dots down, and let's put a logo here, and let's use, for example, these for our navigational items, and let's use then number 10, for example, to fill in a nice button. So you can see straight away the thickness between these two and how easy this is to fill by using the number 10. So this is what I was mentioning. For the smaller lines you can use number 5, for the bigger lines you can use number 8, and for the thicker lines you can use number 10. So let's say, for example, now that I created this, I want to create a title. I can use number 8, create a title like this, and I can use number 8 to create a smaller title. And then let's say I want to create a button below these two, then I can use number 10 to fill in my button really quickly, and it's going to work just fine. Now, one caveat about this piece of paper is regular markers don't work here, so don't expect regular markers to show here. But once again, if you want to work with this black paper, you can always purchase those Sakura ones which I show you from AliExpress, for example, or something like that, and to get them for a cheaper price. So let's say that we want to put an image right here. I can do so like this, and then let's say that we want to put, I don't know, some sort of a logo strip right here. We can do it like this. Maybe I want to put 5 logos in, I don't know, and perhaps I want to do something like this just to indicate that these are my logos. And the great thing about this space, and I always like to do so, is you can leave your notes right there. So for example, sponsors or partners, this can be product image, product img, and this on top can be nav. So as you can see, it's really quite easy, quite simple. There is really not much to it. I really do enjoy paper wireframes because they really give you the freedom to explore these different areas of your design, and to keep things much more quickly, to work much more quickly like this. So we can put a button right here. Then, for example, if you're just getting started with Adobe XD. Now, in terms of smudges, it doesn't really smudge all that much as soon as you let it set for a few seconds, but after you do, then you're not going to really see any smudges on your design. So let's do another one, for example, right here. Let's extend this line all the way down to here. Let's extend this one all the way down to here, and now let's put like this. Perhaps we can put it like this, and then maybe we can include a title, subtitle, another button like this. Fill it in. Of course, you can fill it in with all of these sizes, but I prefer number 10 because it's the thickest one and it's the fastest one to do. So what we can do at this point is, for example, I can put in some images. Let's say I want to use a grid of 3, like this, like this, something like this. Of course, because of this video I'm not counting, so this is going to be much narrower than these two, but you get the point. I can include some text below that, and let's say that I want to use number 10 for call to action button at the bottom, and of course you can write in, so BTN, and let's cut it off right here and call this footer. So this can be our logo, and these can be our navigational items, and then let's say OC 2021. So there you go, this is our wireframe. And of course, as I said, you can be as precise as you want, or you can be as fast as you want. That really does depend on what you are working on. And I previously created another one really similar to this one, so you can see what are your possibilities. Once again, if you have them in colors, then these buttons, for example, can be in the color of your client's brand or something like that, but you can really make them stand out and really push the idea of these paper wireframes to your clients and to make them look much more polished and professional than before. So if you want, you can go for these. Is this necessary? Definitely not. You can still use this regular old piece of printing paper like we did for years, and then you can do it here. But if you want to step up your game and do something a little bit more interesting that looks a little bit more professional and coherent, because on this one I was rushing for this video, but on this one I took my time to create them, and you can see the straightness of these lines, the organization, the spacing. It does look much better and it does look much more professional, all without a ruler and all with free hand. Thank you for watching this video, and I really hope you found some value in it. Once again, this video is not sponsored. I just wanted to share it with you guys about what you can get to improve your paper wireframing process and to improve as a designer overall. Once again, as I mentioned multiple times throughout this video, this is not required by any means. You can still use white piece of printing paper, just a regular piece of paper, or you can even use those notepads and stuff like that to draw your wireframes. This is definitely not required, but at some stage you get bored of that paper, as I mentioned, so you just want to level up your game. So once again, thank you for watching. If you liked this video, make sure to press that like button. I upload new videos about design, UI UX design, Adobe XD, passive income techniques, and much more. So if you're interested in content like that, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.